This thing's swinging.
What? Ah! That is so cool. Look, guys.
Okay, peeps, well, here we are tonight at the Kapunda Museum, down here with Chris and Ronda from Spirit Crew. I'm actually with Spirit Crew as well tonight, and we're doing a bit of an investigation. We've got some special guests, so this is just a little quick intro, let you know what's going on. This is a small part of the museum here, as you can see. We're in the front foyer bit, and see some mannequins and period clothing there as well. Got lots of bric-a-brac and paraphernalia from that era, an older era from Kapunda's history. Very varied history, Kapunda. Very spooky as well. As you know, Kapunda is supposedly one of the most haunted towns in South Australia, if not Australia. So home to the North Kapunda Hotel and the Sir John Franklin Hotel. So there's quite a bit going on in this place. So tonight we're just hopeful to maybe catch up with some ghosties, ask some questions, see what's going on. If there's anyone here who wants to speak to us, please feel free, guys, and we'll get back to you. Thanks very much.
No, you've got to reset it the other way. Take it out the other way. Reset. Reset them, please. I have to reset them myself. Okay. To the old man's spirit that's here, do you reside downstairs? Cross over for yes, repel out for no. Can use some of the energy from the moon, there's plenty there. Alright, I'll take that as a yes. It's only one rod. Can you move the other one as well? If you don't want to use the moon's energy, you can use a little bit of mine. No, I'll take that as a yes. Repel out. Reset. Thank you. Keep going. No, too far. Bring it back around further, around the front. All right. So the old man that's communicating with me, are you upstairs with us now? That's a yes straight away. Reset. Reset. So somebody's asking a question. Yes, that is Alan Daniel. Alan Tiller.
It's a place called Waterworks house, and that was their house. So her dad, Harold James Buckingham Tremaine, lived there, and she was born there in the front room. And then when she got married to my granddad in Malala, they lived in Hamley Bridge, then they went to Gawler, then they got divorced, she came back out here, and she inherited a lot of properties. So she had farms, she had one of the first buildings when you come into town, she had where the duck pond is, she had a couple of houses there. And she ended up getting leukemia, and she went into Treeview Nursing Home in Gawler. And she was good friends with Ross Voigt, who set all this up. So rather than deal with, getting rid of all that stuff, she just donated everything to the museum.
Oh, that was really cool of her.
So there's, like I said, a bedroom suite, there's some of her kitchen stuff here. There's my dad's Year 7 handwriting book downstairs. If people know Kapunda's locals, so I'm related to the Tremaines, the Hazels, the Rowetts, the Coles. So it would be her great aunties. My dad used to walk from the Pines, which is a fair way out. He used to walk in and help them milk their cows, put the big milk containers on the back of a horse and cart, and ride them into Kapunda to sell them when he was little, and then he'd go to school. So he lived with his grandparents out at the Pines for a long time, and he went to Kapunda High School for a long time as well.
Excellent.
So the kids were kind of split up. There were 3 sons.
Yeah.
His next youngest brother, Lance, he rode in the Christmas pageants for 50 years on the penny farthings. So I think one of his penny farthings is here. I know one's definitely at Malala Museum. I was volunteering there.
That was
There's
I don't know,
feedback.
I've seen a penny farthing here.
There used to be one out near the hearse, but I'm not sure if that's one of his or not.
Oh, okay.
So that's back in the back shed.
In the back shed.
Yeah.
Haven't been. I've only been out there about 2 or 3 times, and I've only been out there to turn lights on. I should actually take time and have a look around.
And for those that are super interested in Kapunda's history, right behind you here you have the original settings from the Congregational Church. And the Congregational Church is haunted. It's the Kapunda.
So this is all the stuff here.
What do they call themselves now? The Kapunda Music Group? No, over.
Oh, Chapel Street Theatre.
Chapel Street Theatre, yeah.
And I know this organ over here was the original organ that was in the church as well. That's what I've been told anyway.
Right.
It was in this church.
So also downstairs you have a ton of stuff out of the old Kapunda Hospital.
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone knows what trepanning is. Probably not. Tree panning.
Tree panning.
Yeah. So tree panning is an very old way of relieving pressure on the brain, and they drill a hole in your head.
Oh.
And there's very few original relics of trepanning devices left, and there are some downstairs. So they're a hand drill.
Yeah,
they drill a little hole, and then it cuts a big chunk out of your skull, and that's downstairs. It's been used on people. The operating table down there is most likely the one that Ruby Bland died on. So it is the original one from the Kapunda Hospital from St. John's.
Yeah.
Forget all the stories about her being pregnant in St. John's. It's not true.
It's not true.
She
yeah,
came
that's
here
what
to be
I've
a
heard.
nurse. She came here to be a nurse. There's actually a diary. Her sister kept a diary. She came here to be a nurse, and she got really sick, and she had because she was from Lake Victoria, in Victoria, and the water was very, very filthy. By the time she got here, she got an infection. They went to operate, and unfortunately she died. And as it was back in those days, she was buried the next day, but it happened to be the day that St. John's was closing. Now that had actually been planned 6 months before. There's lots of records of it. It just become this big conspiracy, but she didn't have anything to do with the reformatory or anything like that.
I was just going to ask you, so she was never ever in the reformatory and the priest, because the story is the priest raped her and she got pregnant, and so that's not true at all.
Not one bit of it. But what is true, so St. John's Church was up on the hill there, and 70 feet to the north is the original cemetery. And St. Mary MacKillop wrote a letter to one of the sisters saying she's been here for 2 weeks and she still hasn't seen the ghost go from the back of the church to the cemetery. So you can actually look that up at the St. Mary MacKillop Museum. It's actually handwritten by her.
Yeah.
And you're talking well before the reformatory, because she came out here a few times. So you're looking at around the 1870s she wrote that. And they knew about the ghost well back until about the 1850s. So that predates Father Martin, predates.
Yep.
And one of the other things that people say is part of the curse of St. John's is almost every priest dies about 4 years after they started there. So Father Fallon dies, and then I can't remember all their names anymore, but successive. If you have a look at their graves, it's like 4 years and the next one's 4 years and the next one's 4 years.
There must have been a curse on the
something was going on, or there was something out there making them very sick. And then it became a private house after they closed it in 1909. It was a private house for a long, long time. And then the owner pulled the roof off, and then it just became decrepit.
Okay, and then I heard the Extraordinary come here to do a thing, and because of that, people come and they started
People were coming here before that.
Okay.
So it's always been famous for being haunted.
Yeah.
But what happened was the priest at the time went out there with a whole heap of other people, and they actually saw someone walking along the top of the walls, and they realised that there's a massive water tank, very, very deep. If that person had fallen, the insurance would have been astronomical, because the Catholic Church actually owns all that land. They lease it out to a farmer. So the priest ordered it to be bulldozed. He didn't actually have permission, apparently, so the story goes.
Oh, wow.
And it was just raised, and that was it, the end of it. So I can't remember what year, 2013 I think it was. I went out there with Flinders University, and they did a big dig out there. I'm picking up EMF at right now, so that's interesting. I'll just hold that way, so if anyone sees the colours there, there shouldn't be anything near me. I've got nothing magnetic on me.
It will if you go too close.
Yeah, get your phone, but I'm not that close.
Yeah.
So if you see any lights light up on this level, that's EMF.
Yeah.
So they knocked it over, and then the archaeological dig when we were out there, because we were out there for a good week with the local priest, and they actually found medallions. They found a bone toothbrush with someone's name carved in it.
Oh, wow.
So if you look on, I think it's the Haunts of Adelaide page, I've actually got all the photos up.
Yeah.
And you can look through them and see all the stuff. They found thimbles, coins, they found booties. Like, because the girls, people think the girls there did all these nasty things, because they,
it was
reformatory.
Yeah.
But they actually sewed clothes, and a lot of them went and worked in people's houses locally as like the maids.
Yeah, I heard
and stuff.
that. Yeah.
So they did actually sew booties for children, and they were sold and all that kind of stuff. So, because there's one of the worst ones I've heard, the worst rumours out there is that the nuns were killing babies and chucking them in the fireplace. Now that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And there'd be evidence. You can't get rid of bones.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So and then.
Water tank too.
Sorry? Yeah, the water tank was another one. And the other classic is that people hung themselves on the palm tree. So if you look at the photos, a palm tree is pretty hard to hang yourself on anyway.
Especially that one.
But if you look at the photos back in when it was a reformatory, so you're talking 1889 to 1909, the palm tree was this tall.
Yeah.
It was tiny.
And there's no way.
No, it's just not possible.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of rumours.
I've actually got a really good photo of the palm tree. The first time we went to the cemetery, I was just taking snaps around. I didn't see it at the time, but when I was going back through, I've actually got a picture of a portal. I'll show you afterwards. A portal over the palm tree. There's just weird black square thing over it.
I used to run tours out there, so I had permission by the local church to run tours. I did it for free for years.
Yeah.
And saw all kinds of crazy stuff out there. Not just ghosts and things, crazy people. I
Yeah.
had a gentleman run through totally naked.
Oh, lovely.
I had fireworks thrown at me.
Oh,
We went out there
wow.
one night and there were cars all backed up and people were having a rave. Full on like speakers like this big.
Ag cemetery.
Yeah, having
That's
a full
just
rave,
disrespectful.
dancing with all the glow sticks and everything.
That's
I had a car full of people that drove down from Mildura and they just got there when I got there and I was speaking to them and they freaked out and they left and went back to Mildura. They're literally there for maybe 10, 15 minutes.
wow.
It's
It's a
a long
pretty
drive.
creepy. Yeah, it is from Mildura. Yeah, it's a pretty creepy place.
Okay, so are there any spirits here who would like to talk to us tonight? Can you give us some sort of sign, some sort of indication that you're here? Would you give us a name?
Good.
That's good.
I want you.
Can you give us a name, please, spirit?
Savage.
Is that a name, spirit? Is that a last name?
What?
We're just after a name or some kind of indication that you're here talking to us.
Stand.
Yes, we all are definitely standing. Are you somewhere in this building? Are you somewhere that you can indicate to us where you are? If you're making a noise or making some sort of sound, let us know whereabouts you are.
Sound.
That's correct. Just any kind of sound, a knocking sound, banging sound. So Ellen's just said there's a sound at the back. Thanks, Spirit. We did get that sound. That's very good. Thank you very much for doing that.
Very.
Are you able to give us a name? Are you able to give us a name, your name, or a name of any spirit that's here tonight? Any relatives of any of the people who are here tonight? Alan, Chris, Ronda, any of us who have...
Jack.
Jack. Thank you very much, Jack, for letting us know that. Do you have a last name, Jack? Can you tell us your surname?
Say it.
I can say it, Jack.
Come here. Nathaniel.
Thank you, Spirit. So we have Nathaniel and Jack here. Is that correct? Can you give us a yes or no?
Supreme.
If I'm talking to Jack or Nathaniel, can you
Friend.
Friend? Can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up, Nathaniel or Jack? Can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up? Want to be quiet now, guys, and can you give us any more names or any more indications, any more noises you can make? Tapping, rapping. We're here with the utmost respect. We don't wish any harm or mischief. We just want to talk to you, in some way communicate with you. If you're here, can you tell us what you died? Is there anything at all you can tell us? Any information at all? Any type of noise? Do you make a rapping sound like this?
I think it is.
Can you tell us how many of the living are here with you tonight?
Around the corner.
Is that where you are, around the corner? Are you in one of the other rooms? Would you like us to go into that room? Are you happy that we're here? Or would you like us to leave?
Yes.
Is that a yes, you would like us to leave? Or yes, you're happy we're here?
I think.
So far you've been very chatty, Spirit. That's really great. We really appreciate that.
Secrets.
Are you talking about the town of Kapunda or your family? Family may have secrets. You have secrets. Okay.
That'll do. Not really much is coming through. Did any-
So this is just known as the basement, is it, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh,
Person down here, Rhonda?
oh. I
You
know.
all right?
Yeah. He's angry. He's not happy at all.
Do you get a name?
So I'm just going to set some cat
He's
balls.
not very happy, Rhonda.
I'm just going to set some cat balls and that up around the place, guys, so just bear with me. All right, guys. We're going to move up here a bit because this seems to be where things are happening. There it goes again.
Something's happened on here.
Yeah. This was obviously in the hospital. So,
Some sort of operating table
Yeah.
or coroner's table.
so that music box is going off. Can you set one of the balls off? I've got some yellow balls on the table. Can you knock one of them off? Or make a knocking noise? Again, there it goes again. Oh,
That's
okay.
probably me.
That's you. I put my motion activated doll in there and the lights activated. I just thought somebody set it off. Oh! Is there anybody here with us? All right, guys, just bear with me a sec. I'm just going to turn this camera around. Oh, that might have been me setting that off. I'm just going to go zoot, turn you around so I can stand behind and see everything that you're saying. The IC is a music box. You can see the music box just there, that square thing. You just saw it flicker then. Can you make a noise for us?
There's definitely something down in that end.
Yeah.
End of
I've seen him
from
standing.
that wall area, all the way into that.
When I've come down here to turn the lights on and everything, I've actually seen him standing in the doorway there.
I was attracted to that room before
Yeah.
that doll went off in there, and
Well, Pete
over
did
in that
his.
corner as well, in the other corner where
There goes
the
a cat.
lights are hanging.
Yeah. Well, Pete did his Esther session in there, and he was getting touched.
Okay.
So Pete was sitting in there, and I was sitting, and I had my back against the counter at the shop. And I had cat balls, because I had cat balls all along the counter, and they were going off.
There's definitely something in here.
Yeah, there is. I reckon it's the old man.
I don't know, but he's not happy.
No, he didn't like me taking pictures down here before. Can you bang on the tin drum like you did before?
Your K2 meter has just gone fully orange.
Yep.
Now
Yep. Okay. So this K2Me is going off, guys. I don't know if you can see that. You can see it there. Let's go, whoa, right to the red, and I'm too far away for it to be me.
It's not me. Walking way far away.
Wow. Can you set the cat ball off as well, please? All right, we need to go this way so we can see it.
Oh, this thing's swinging.
What? Oh, that is so cool. Look, guys. Oh, sorry, Alan.
You're right.
And I didn't go any.
Chain
I
is swinging.
was about to walk in there and I saw that swing.
Walking there.
The chain is swinging,
mate.
guys. Look at that. Might have to sit in there and do an Esther session, I reckon. You sensing anything in there?
Yes.
They take up all my kitchen
Yeah, tentative, yes. Check that chain out, guys. Nobody set that off.
No, I was about to walk in there, but I noticed it, so I didn't even get to take one step in.
Can you make it swing a bit more? Yeah, we definitely will do an Esther session in there, Sandra. I'll sit in there by myself. Yeah, there's no way the floor could do it.
And it sort of hasn't stopped either. It's the momentum of it's still
Yeah.
going.
No, it's not vibration. Does the doll make like a sound?
No.
Okay.
She only laughs and
we-
kisses.
Should we take the doll out while we're in there? Because we'll just continue
Yep.
to set it off.
It's definitely a breathing sound, like a.
Really? All right, I'll turn her off.
Maybe put her down the other side there. I reckon I was getting something in that corner where the lights are hanging down.
Yeah, that's where I've sensed him here
Yeah.
before as well. Now we will freak if we hear that go off now. All right.
It almost felt like that something was there, and when I approached, it took off. Like it didn't want to be around us, and it's gone through, and it's
And
hit
it's
that.
gone.
Are you wearing any kind of protective stuff? Stones?
I am wearing a little cross with I guess that's probably my most
Sorry?
protective piece.
Something just went
Again.
again.
I'm suddenly gone, really cold.
Do you want to go upstairs, Mum?
No. I don't want to miss out.
Do you have night vision on that?
Something's definitely down
No,
here.
but we do have a night vision camera upstairs.
Do you want us
though.
to turn our lights off?
There's movement behind the white mannequin.
I should have brought my blue light.
It's not your shadow. Not from your light. So. Someone down there that wants to communicate with us.
Oh, okay.
Can you come this way? Can you make this chain vibrate again? My dad's year 7 writing book's just on one of these tables. Is that Karen walking?
Yeah. Sure, Karen come in if she wants.
Now, I just want to assure you we're not here to move you on or to force you out of this place. We're just here to communicate. And if you have something you want to tell us, something you want to say, a message you want to get to someone, this is your chance to do that.
We're here with utmost respect. Just want to hear your story. Should we do an EVP?
Probably a good chance to do it. Do you have a torch? Just turn your put the torch just into the corner. Right, so there's no mirror in there. Oh, in the cabinet. Just wanted to verify what was there. That was
Do you want the light turned off now, or you
no, that's right.
Keep the
Turn
light on?
torch off.
do you want the light off?
Probably off. Tend to find I don't like lights.
Yep. It does, it scares them away.
So before there was movement in that corner, and I just, as I said, got put the torch on so they can see what's there. There's no mirrors or anything like that casting shadows back or anything.
Yep.
So, and it moved from where the Union Jack is, behind the white mannequin towards the blackboard, and then it just has gone.
Gone. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put this, I'll turn it on.
I've got the voice recorder going here just behind you, Alan.
Mm-hmm. I'll try and stay still.
Okay, to the spirit that's in here, we just want to hear your story. You can speak to us through these devices that we've got on the desk. Do you like being here?
The chain.
That might have been me again, because I did lean over.
I can assure you why I'm not touching it.
Yeah. I can actually hear something.
Let me just stop it.
I can actually hear something, I don't know, ticking over there.
Alright, so the chains are virtually still. So let's see if it starts rocking. So if you have enough energy, can you make this chain swing side to side again, please?
I think that was Mum. I just saw a flicker there. Can you try and move this chain again for us, please? It actually is moving. Oh, too far, I think it's too big. Can you make it move a little bit more, please? Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
It's a schoolroom, Sandra. Can you tell us what your name is, please?
Oh gosh.
My name's Chris. We've got Dino, we've got Alan, and Karen, and Rhonda here. Can you let us know what your name is, please? Are you a child? It sounds like someone's walking upstairs. I'm getting full-on body chills now. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but we can hear something stepping up, walking upstairs. And I've got the door locked so nobody can walk in. Are you sitting down, Mum?
I can hear music.
Are you sitting down?
I'm sitting down.
Cool, because I just heard somebody walking out there.
Can you move the chain again for us?
I can hear music.
Can you knock like this? All right, so what I might do, because this has been going long enough, try not to touch that chain. Oh yeah, the parabolic. All right, let's see if we got anything on this.
So the chain is totally still now.
Yeah.
There's not any movement at all.
Okay, go back in. See what we hear in this, guys. Behind the mannequin on the right. Okay, to the spirit that's your left here, side. We just want to hear your story. You can speak to us through these devices that we've got on the desk. Do you like being here? That might have been me again, because I did.
I can assure you I am not touching it.
Yeah. I can actually hear something.
Let me just stop it.
I can actually hear something. I don't know, ticking over there.
Alright, so the chain's virtually still. So let's see if it starts rocking. So if you have enough energy, can you make this chain swing side to side again, please? Just sort of flick it there.
Can you try and move this chain again for us, please? Actually, it's moving. Too far. Next to it. Can you make it move a little bit more, please? You hearing something?
Just heard a voice. Pigeons.
Okay.
No, this picks up interference. It can hear. It can hear the equipment.
Alright, it's too sensitive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's.
It can
You can
hear.
turn it down on the side.
Yeah, it is down, but it can hear like the static from the
Yeah, right.
equipment.
Yeah.
It must be while it's transmitting.
Yeah, because I'm it's
Live.
I'm live. Yeah.
You're live, so
Yeah.
it can hear it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Oh, Gaynor just said she saw the mannequin move.
I've been seeing something white, streaky, moving backwards and forwards in front of that cabinet thing behind the mannequins. And up a bit further in, along the wall as well, like shooting across.
Well, there's no other light sources than what you have on.
No.
Like there's your light there. That's
Yeah,
it.
I've got mine down, turned down really low. I can turn it totally
My
off.
lights are off. I've just got the light of the screen
Feels like
now.
the temperature just dropped. It feels much colder all of a sudden.
It is, yeah.
If you're here in this room, Spirit, can you please step forward and just move this chain for us? Just let us know you're here. Let us know that you're with us. We know that you moved it before.
Yes. Oh, I thought there was something touching my leg. Yes.
We mean you no harm, so if you want to step forward.
There's no need to be scared of us.
There's people outside.
I can hear your stomach making noises too.
Sorry, spirits.
Is the old man down here with us? The chain's moving. Just slightly.
Is that you moving the chain for us?
Is that just me seeing it in the dark? It looks like it's moving.
If you'd like us to leave this room and leave you alone, just move the chain and we'd be happy to move out of the room and let you have it back without disturbing you any further.
Or even better, make a knocking noise. Can you knock like this? Please?
Can you maybe move one of the books on the table for us? If you do that, we'll definitely leave.
Wasn't that mannequin looking this way before?
I don't think so. You'd have to check.
Check, yeah. Because it looks like she's like looking over at the wall, and I'm pretty sure she was facing this way. I could be wrong. Would you like to communicate with us? It's definitely colder in here now.
And yet it shouldn't be, should it, with three of us in here?
No.
It should be warming up, if anything.
I feel like there's a breeze going through my legs.
We know you're in here. We know you don't particularly want to talk to us or interact with us, and that's okay. We're happy with that. But if you'd just like to do something for us, and then we'll leave. I know you don't maybe like performing, but just give us some sort of verification that you're here, and we'll leave.
Or leave the schoolroom. Not actually leave.
Well, yeah. Okay, so Chris is doing a sound depth now. K2 meter is spiking up to the orange.
It's off.
Are you here, Spirit, talking to us tonight? Are you the spirit that moved the chain?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Yep.
Would you like to come and talk to us? K2 meter's consistently stuck on the orange at the moment.
Thank you. I see. Red.
Can you move the K2 meter up to the red? Can you touch that device that's in Chris's hand?
Yep.
Can you
Them.
Can you give us a name, Spirit?
Don't.
Are you happy that we're in this room talking to you now? Would you like us to stay and talk with you?
Sure.
What would you like to talk about? Would you like to talk about the past, the times that you lived in?
Hi. I'll say his joy.
Was that you who moved?
You should go.
You would like us to go?
Amazing. Yep.
Was it you who moved the chain earlier on?
Peter.
Peter was here a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago. Or is that
I was.
Was that your name? Is your name Peter? Can you give us a yes or no? Can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up?
8. 1. Stephen. 3. Is he?
Thanks for having a go at that. Can you make a noise in this room for us, or somewhere in this area? A tapping noise, just to let us know where you are.
You. Do it.
Have you been here for a long time? K2 meter's still spiking.
When? Hey.
Is there anything you'd like to...
Cheap men. Humphrey. Give. Think so.
That's a lot of information, Spirit. Can you tell us what that's all about?
That is.
Can you still verify us a name? We still haven't got a name for you yet.
All right.
Are you happy to give us a name?
Bored.
It'd be much nicer if we knew who we were talking to.
Leave.
Oh, we'll leave, but we'd just like to have a bit of a chat and maybe get a name from you.
Tina.
My name's Dino. Chris is the one who's sitting there with the devices and the lights in her hand.
I see.
Was that you standing down there before with the mannequins? Do you like to hang out there?
Gone.
Whereabouts have you gone to now? Are you somewhere else in this building?
Shove it. Pop.
If you're anywhere in this room, please feel free.
Oh, it's freezing.
Please feel free to
Sheep.
move the chain. Or touch one of us.
1.
You can touch me on the shoulder if you like, just to let me know you're here.
Leave.
Getting a bit of goosebumps on the arm there. I know you're around here with us. I know you don't.
1, 2.
I know you don't really want to talk to us.
3.
But we'd really like to talk to you and just find out what your name is.
Hi. Ugh. Stare.
Are you near Christine right now? Are you standing next to her?
Okay, I'm taking that as a sign of stopping.
Okay.
As I mentioned a couple of hours ago, his grandparents lived out at the Pines, and my great-granddad, Harold Buckingham Tremaine, he was a World War I soldier. He ended up in Glenside for a little while because he had shell shock and all that kind of stuff. But he had an office, and Dad was not allowed in his granddad's office. Off limits, totally off limits to anyone. Only time he could go in there was to play chess or checkers with his granddad. And he's walking through, he's telling me, go in there, and there was all photos of all the soldiers he served with and all this kind of stuff. But when he actually started living there, he used to sneak into his grandpa's room at night.
Ah.
So what he used to do, and if you want to come this way, so
Sure.
we're going to head over this way. So my dad would sneak into the room at night, and he would play on a crystal radio set. And if you know anything about old radios, it's basically a very large crystal, and that powers the radio signal.
Yeah.
So Dad would sneak in and he'd listen to it. And as he's telling me the story, we're walking through here, and I just happened to stop here and went like this one, and it's actually the crystal radio set he was talking about. He didn't know it was here.
Wow.
So this is the actual one he would sneak into and listen to, and the crystal diode is actually inside this box. I don't know exactly how it worked. There's bits missing off of it, but yeah, he would sneak into this he was born in 1935, so this would have been the 40s and the 50s, and listen to this at night without his granddad knowing about it.
Yeah.
And as I said, he did not know at all that this was in this museum, and we just happened to walk around the corner as he's telling the story, and I just happened to spot it. He goes, "That is the actual one." He just about burst into tears.
Oh, wow, that's
Very
cool.
emotional, so,
Yeah.
So yeah, Harold James Buckingham Tremaine owned that, and he was a World War I soldier, served in Egypt. I do have photos of him, and I do believe there are photos in here of him somewhere as well. I'm not quite sure where they are. They might be in the archives. So yeah, that was his.
Excellent.
And if you look over on the far wall, you'll see a lot of photos of the old mayors of Kapunda.
Yep.
Mr. Rowett, who was on there, he is a great-great-grandfather of mine, and he owned the Prince of Wales Hotel up the end.
Yep.
You'll also see a photo of Dr. M.H. Blood. There's a lot of stories about Dr. Blood that are just totally untrue circulating at the moment. People talking about him doing experiments on people in the North Kapunda Hotel. I'm just going to call it out. It's absolute bullshit. It does not exist. It never happened.
Yeah.
Ever.
I know a certain person that actually did an investigation there, and they're not very happy with the story that she said. I won't name names, but you probably know who I'm talking about.
It's total and utter bullshit. The only link he has to that hotel is for a very short time in around the I think it's the 1860s when he was the mayor. The mayor office was actually in the back part where the hallway is downstairs. There's actually a photo of him standing there. And that was only for a few months before they built the actual council office. That's the only link. And it was a temperance bar, so they didn't serve alcohol at that point, so he probably would have went in and drank his cordials. He actually had a house down near the mines. There's still the ruins of it there.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yep,
I actually met a gentleman. He come into the museum today, and he wanted to find out a bit of information about his house. He actually has bought and is renovating 120 South Terrace.
Yep.
And he says he thinks it may have been owned by Dr. Blood.
So Dr. Blood had a few houses. So when he left the one that was down near the mines, he moved up to where the funeral home is, just past it.
Yep.
That house is still standing, and then I believe he had some rental properties. And then he moved to, I think, New South Wales with one of his children. Then he came back and he lived somewhere else, and I think that's down the southern end of the main street. There is actually records, though, of everywhere.
Yeah.
He was a very avid photographer. He started the Kapunda Photography Club, so the majority of the photos you see out here are from Dr. Blood and that little group of people.
Oh, excellent.
So one of the stories that come up on Haunting Australia was about the one-legged man Rob caught the EVP of the thump.
Yep.
There is actually some truth behind that story, but it's nothing to do with Dr. Blood. It's to do with another doctor. I think his name's Dr. Green. And the man, a rock fell on him in the mines and had to amputate his leg at the mines, but he was taken up here to recover, basically. He lived there. He lived in the very last room, but there's been a hospital here for decades. It's one of the oldest hospitals in the state, so they're not going to operate on someone in the back of a hotel. It's just up the road. And a lot of stuff they did at Dr. Blood's house right next to the mine because he had a little operating section in there. So all those kind of stories, they're a little bit shady. I've been working on a book about Kapunda's ghosts for about more than 10 years now.
Oh, wow.
And I keep finding more and more and adding more and more stuff to it. So hopefully one day I might finish it.
Oh, cool. I'll be definitely buying a copy of it.
There's already a lot written.
Excellent.
Most of it's written, just I keep getting more and more stuff.
Yep.
So this might end up in there too.
Cool.
So
excellent.
Yeah, so I'm working on a Gawler book at the moment. which is very, very interesting.
Because Gaul is very haunted and a lot of history as well.
Has a
yeah.
lot of links to Kapunda as well.
Shameless self-promotion.
Shameless self-promotion.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Nice self-promote away, mate. That's cool.
So yeah, there's lots of interesting stuff here. You've got the guns right behind you.
Yeah.
Lots of death down in this section.
They're actually trying to. There's some more guns that the police took away from them that they can get back now, but apparently they've gone missing.
So they probably would have had the fire pins in them.
Yeah.
So at the Gorlin Museum, there's a couple of old pistols. They let me actually pick them up. They were super heavy, but they had all the firing pins removed.
I'd say those ones would be all removed.
They wouldn't have them on display if they had them in them.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much for that.
It's been very quiet all of a sudden.
Yes.
Maybe the spirit's listening.
So I'm getting a creepy, like, tickly feeling on the back of my neck.
One of the really cool things in this museum that if people haven't been here before, Gawler used to have one of these as well. It's moving cash. So if you
Oh, yeah.
chain, I don't know if it still works or not, little thing used to buzz across.
Buzz across when they went from cash to the shop. Yeah.
So there's one in Gawler in the clothing store in the main street where the traffic lights
Heard
are.
something
as well.
over there.
In Leslie's.
Leslie's, that's the one. That one actually does work. You pull it and it zooms across.
Cool.
I know this used to work because I've pulled it before. I don't want to pull it and break it and get in trouble.
It's probably, heaps of people have probably pulled it and broken it. So guys, if you're ever in Kapunda, please come and visit this place. It is incredible. There is another big shed out the back. We may, we'll leave that for another time.
So if the viewers are interested, Dr. Blood's up here.
Okay, so we've got Dr. Blood up here, apparently. So these are all the mares.
So this is Dr. Blood in his
Okay,
life.
oh yeah.
I don't know if anyone's ever read my story about Mr. Knock and knock shops. You ever heard of a knock shop?
I've heard of a knock shop, yeah.
So Mr. Knock, who is this gentleman right here,
Yeah,
he brought in the 6 o'clock swill where he had the pubs all had the shot at 6 p.m. Come right here in Kapunda, it's his fault.
okay.
And he's where the term knock shop comes from.
Comes
They
from.
were making fun of him about prostitution.
Yeah,
Because he was very avid against it, and he's actually in Parliament statements about him saying prostitution needs to stop, alcohol needs to stop, and he got it through Parliament. So,
oh wow.
so that whole, however many decades it was, is because of him.
Yep,
And then you have up here Mr. Rowett, this Joseph Rowett here.
yep,
So he's one of my, I think, 4 times great-grandparents. He's the one I
Cool.
said owned the hotel.
yep.
And I believe you said earlier about the name Hancock,
Yes.
the S.E. Hancock.
Oh, Mum. S.E. Hancock. He was the mayor in 1915 to 1916.
This one here.
Yeah, he's Hancock.
He's one of my relatives.
Don't even have to look at the name to know that he's one of the.
That's just us setting that music box. Oh my God, look at that, it's going off still. Look at that, guys.
He was one of the original brothers. that came
Okay,
out
sorry,
on
it
the
doesn't
boat.
like me going on an angle. That K2 meter is going off the Richter scale.
What
too-
we have in that cabinet, surgery tools, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is this where the trepanning device is? Yes, I believe it is. It's in one of these cabinets. There it is there. So that there is for cutting a hole in your head,
oh, lovely.
drilling a hole to release the pressure off your brain if you had a fractured skull. And there's very, very few of them left
That's
in
very,
that condition. That's almost perfect, that one.
yeah.
So you
Look
can
at
see
it.
the bone saw on the little handle thing
Yeah.
there. Pop it out. Lovely.
Imagine having that done to you. No thanks.
These are all bone saws.
Okay, that was probably me setting it off then, but it's definitely not me now.
And that's been going off all night.
I'm just going to put this here, here, see if if it picks up the same. Yeah, it's picking up the same.
Yep, so is this one. There's something there, definitely. Look at that, all 3 of them are going off.
It's not your phone sitting there.
No. Oh no, that phone doesn't have a SIM card on it, so
That's been going off all night.
I just mainly use that for the ghost apps and recording. Doesn't even have a SIM. So
There's
it won't
2 of them
be,
going. Oh, yeah, that one's
although
going
the
as well.
Bluetooth's on, but it's that, I don't think that would make any difference. Let's turn the Bluetooth off and see if it does make the difference. That just went off again. It's no way is that us. And it's in airplane mode anyway, so.
Still going on. It's been going on.
Joining us, Alan and Karen. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks very
So
much.
great. All right, guys. Oh, bright light. Peace out. Love yous all. See you next time.